And so now, just coming back to your natural rate of breathing, allowing the breath to breathe you. And now give yourself another nice inhale. As you exhale, just gently release your chin down to your chest. Want to let the chin sink down as low as it possibly can. And once you feel like your chin is all the way down, just roll the shoulder blades down your back again so that you open up the back of the neck. And nice, deep, deep, steady breaths here, allowing the neck to open up even more. And now rolling the right ear over your right shoulder. We'll bring the left hand to the floor beside you and reach your right arm over the head. Place your fingertips behind your left ear. And just breathe nice deep breaths here, allowing the left side of the neck to gently open up. So you don't have to pull your head down, just using your hand as a guide. And now releasing your right hand down beside you and roll the chin to the chest again. Just a few breaths. And now we'll roll the left ear over the left shoulder, reaching that arm overhead and placing the fingertips behind your right ear. And just staying with the breath. And now releasing the left hand down, roll the chin to the chest again. Nice, deep, steady breaths here. And now give yourself an inhale and lift your chin up to the sky. Let the head fall back as far as you feel comfortable. And on your next exhale, just bring your chin back down to your chest. And inhale, lifting chin to a neutral position. So now we'll align the fingertips along the sides just to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lifting arms up over the head, interlacing the fingers and flipping the palms, pressing the palms up to the sky. So we're lifting the shoulders, feeling a lift in the shoulders and a stretch in the side body. So we want to let the tailbone continue to sink down as we stretch up. That way the spine stays straight. And so now we'll take another inhale. As you exhale, just twist to your right side, bringing that right hand near the base of the spine and your left hand hooking onto the outside of the knee. We're going to try to keep that left hip down so that we feel the twist from mid to upper back. And so now inhale and turn back to front. Bring arms up overhead, interlace fingers, flip palms, press them to the sky. And another inhale. As you exhale, twist to your left side this time. Left hand near the base of the spine, twisting from mid to upper back. Deep breaths here. And so now inhale, turn back to front once again, lifting arms overhead, interlacing fingers, flipping palms, pressing them to the sky. Deep breaths. We'll take another inhale. This time on the exhale, bring your right hand down beside you and stretch your left fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, hinge to your right side. You can come down as low as you can go. Maybe you can come down to the forearm. Maybe not. You can stay up on your hand, but finding what feels right for your body. And now we'll inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm to the sky, stretch fingertips high. Exhale, hinge to your left. And keep breathing. And so now inhale and rise up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, both arms overhead, interlace fingers, flip the palms, stretch them up. And so now we'll take another inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms down behind you and clasp the hands. So we want to snuggle the shoulder blades closer together, feeling an opening in the center of the chest. And we'll take another inhale and go ahead, lift your arms up. Only go as high as you feel comfortable going. You don't need to strain or overstretch the shoulders. Just opening them up. And on your next exhale, bringing your arms back down. Inhale, lifting arms overhead, interlace fingers, flip the palms, press them up. This time on the exhale, we'll just fold forward, giving the lower back a nice stretch. You can even walk your fingertips up a bit. And so now we'll inhale and just walk ourselves back up. And so now you can go ahead, extend your legs out in front of you, stretch them out, and you can bounce and swish them if you'd like to, just relieving them from sitting cross-legged. And so now we'll come to a wide angle seat. You can sit as wide as you feel comfortable sitting. Try to keep your feet flexed here. And we'll align our fingertips along the side, sitting up tall again. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, and just stay with the breath here. Nice, deep, steady breaths will allow your hamstrings to open up and stretch. And so now we'll inhale and walk ourselves back up, and we'll keep the right leg extended as we bend the left. So we can adjust the torso so that we're facing the right leg, the extended leg. And you want to make sure that your sitting bones are still nice and planted on your mat. So now we'll take an inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Staying with the breath. And so now we'll inhale and walk ourselves back up. And we'll switch sides. So we're extending the left leg, bending your right, adjusting the torso and finding your sitting bones. Inhale, lifting arms overhead. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Deep, deep breaths here. And now let's inhale and walk ourselves back up. And now extending both legs back to the top and maybe bounce and swish them again after that stretch. And now bringing soles of the feet together. So Baddha Konasana pose, you can sit as close to your heels as you'd like. Wrap your hands around the feet. Inhale, lift your spine to the sky. Exhale, bring the belly forward and down. Deep, deep breaths here. Feeling that opening in the hip creases. If you'd like, you can even use your elbows to gently press down on the legs. That'll help them open up a little bit more. And so now we'll inhale and rise back up and gather the knees, extending legs out in front. Maybe another bounce or a swish. And now coming to table pose, coming to hands and knees. You want to put a blanket underneath your knees, feel free to do so. And in table, the fingers are wide, shoulders stacked over wrists, knees hip width apart. Give yourself a nice inhale to drop the belly, lift the head and tail. You can curl the toes, bring the center of the chest forward. As you exhale, round the back, gently pressing into palms, gazing at belly button, stretching the neck. Inhale, drop belly, lift head and tail. Exhale, round the back and keep moving at your own breath pace. And so we'll end on the next rounded back on your cat stretch and returning the spine to a neutral position. So now we'll take another nice inhale. As you exhale, bring your hips toward your right heel, roll to the left, inhale up on your left and exhale down on the right. A nice gentle hip opener here. And the next time you find yourself upright, we'll just rotate the opposite way. So take an inhale and exhale, coming down to left, heel rolling to right. And the next time you're upright, you can release those rotations, and we'll make sure that fingers are wide and shoulders are over wrists. Curl the toes, lift the knees and hips, press back to your downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet or move your hips side to side, stretching out the legs. You can even make any adjustments that you'd like to make. If you feel like you want to walk your hands forward or walk the feet back to lengthen your stance, you can feel free to do that now. And so now we'll take a nice inhale and rise up on the toes. As you exhale, press the heels down firmly. Our full expression of downward dog. The weight is pressing back. Arms hug in toward one another. Crown of the head dangles down. Tailbone up, heels down. Give yourself a cleansing breath here. In through the nose, out through your mouth. And so now we'll just look up at the hands and walk the feet forward to meet the hands. So we'll take a moment to stretch out in our forward fold, letting the crown of the head dangle down. If you'd like, you can even grab your elbows here as you stretch out, maybe gently sway side to side. Let the shoulders open up. Now releasing the hands back down. We'll take an inhale and rise halfway up to a nice flat back. Here we're engaging the lower belly. You can bring your hands to your shins if you'd like. And just stretch the crown of the head out in front of you so that the spine is nice and straight. And on your next exhale, just fold forward once again. Maybe belly comes a little closer to the thighs this time. And so now we'll bend into the knees and press the soles of the feet down as you begin to rise up one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up to your Tadasana pose. So we're setting up Tadasana. The feet are nice and parallel with one another. And you want to make sure that all of your weight is sinking down into your feet so that you feel nice and grounded and stable where you stand. Next, we'll engage the lower belly. So just feel the lower belly rise up and allow the belly button to come back toward the spine. So we're just holding the belly firm. You don't need to squeeze it in or anything. Just holding it firm, allowing the tailbone to tilt down so that you begin to connect with that energy of the first chakra called Muladhara. It is the energy center that connects to your sense of stability and security. Next, we'll lift the spine to the sky so that we stand up nice and tall. So the lower half of the body is sinking down as the upper half is lifting up. So now we'll take an inhale, lift the shoulders to ears. As you exhale, roll shoulder blades onto the back, allowing the palms to face forward. Crown of the head is lifting up to the sky. So just feel your presence here. Feel yourself standing in your mountain pose, nice and steady and stable. Connecting with your breath, feeling your breath as it moves through you. And so now we'll take a nice inhale and lift the arms up overhead, letting the palms touch at top. You can even look up at your hands and lift the spine, letting the tailbone continue to rest. Next, we'll engage the lower belly to exhale and swan dive forward and down, coming all the way to your forward fold. So the crown of the head is sinking down once again. Inhale, rise just halfway up, engaging lower belly. As you exhale, fold forward one more time. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring your arms alongside you, letting the palms touch at top. Exhale, hands down through heart center and to your side. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach your arms high. On your exhale, swan dive forward and down all the way to your forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway, engage lower belly. Exhale, fold a little deeper this time. Inhale, come all the way up, bring your arms. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Keep flowing. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center to your sides. 3 more at your own breath pace. And after your third, just finding yourself in Tadasana. Soles of the feet are nice and planted on the mat. Spine is tall. Center of chest is open and crown of the head is lifting up. So we'll take another nice inhale and lift the arms up over your head. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands on your mat and step back to your downward facing dog. So remember the weight's pressing back, tailbone up, heels down. So now we'll step the big toes together in the center of the mat. Give yourself an inhale, lift your right leg up, and we'll bend that knee so that that right foot is coming next to your left hip. We're going to press that left heel down and lift the right knee just a bit, opening up that hip. And so now we'll go ahead and release that right foot down. And we'll inhale, lifting the left leg up. Again, bending the leg on this side, pressing the right heel down, lifting that left knee so you open up the left hip. And now bringing that left foot down to the mat. Reestablishing your downward facing dog. So finding the right position for your feet, pressing the weight back, hugging the arms in, crown of the head is dangling down. So now we'll rise up on the toes, come forward to your plank position, shoulders over your wrists. Release the knees to the mat, hug elbows close to the body. Come all the way down to the mat. Tops of your feet are engaging with the mat, elbows remain close. Inhale, lift your chest, come to cobra pose. Exhale, back down to your mat. Inhale, press yourself up to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Weight back, tailbone up, heels down. Look up at your hands. Walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Another cleansing breath. So let's inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Stepping big toes together in center. Inhale, lifting right leg to the sky once again, and we'll bend the knee, bringing that foot next to left hip. So this time we're just gonna circle that knee around. We'll do it 3 times, moving at your pace. So just circling that knee, again, kind of opening up the hip. 3 times. I think I did 4, but that's okay. Bringing that foot back down, and we'll inhale, lifting left leg up, bending that knee, and circling around 3 times. And now bringing that left foot back down to the mat, pressing the weight back, tailbone up, heels down. Rise up on your toes once again, come forward to your plank. Keep the arms close to the body as you lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, come to downward facing dog. Step the big toes together in center. Bend the knees, look at your hands, jump your feet forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, bring your belly to your thighs. Give yourself another inhale and lift the upper body. Come to Utkatasana pose. Just a few breaths here. Another nice inhale. Exhale, fold forward and straighten the legs. Hang out for just a moment. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. One more cleansing breath. We'll keep releasing. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, come to downward facing dog once more. Rise up on the toes, come forward to plank. Keep arms close to the body. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra. This time on the exhale, go straight to downward facing dog. So now we'll step the big toes together in center. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, bring that foot up between your hands. So we're gonna make sure that that right knee is stacking directly over the right ankle. Left heel presses back firmly so the legs are pulling in opposite directions. We'll give ourselves an inhale and come up to the high lunge. So just stay with your breath here. That's the most important part of the pose. Well, maybe we can sink a little deeper into that front knee as we press that heel back even more. So now we'll take another inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms down behind you, clasp your hands, and let your hands track down the back of your body as you lift the center of the chest to the sky. Inhale, lifting arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to mat, plant them firmly, step back to downward facing dog. Stepping big toes together in center. Inhale, lifting left leg up. Exhale, bring that foot up between the hands. Build your next pose, knee over ankle, heel pressing back, pulling in opposite directions. When you're ready, come up to your high lunge. Another nice inhale. Exhale, hands down behind you. Clasp them, opening up the center of the chest, lifting your chest to the sky. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to mat, downward facing dog. A few breaths in your downward facing dog. Remember, keep pressing that weight back. We want to keep our downward dog nice and active rather than treating it as a transitional pose. And so now we'll step the big toes together in center again. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Now this time on the exhale, we're gonna bring that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Yeah, so we're in a wide lunge. We'll go ahead and release that left knee down, and you can even flatten that left foot if you'd like. Next, we'll come down to the forearms if that works for you. If not, you can stay up on your hands. And maybe you even have something around you since you're at home that you can put underneath your forearms if you want to come down. It can even be a pillow or something like that. So finding what's most comfortable for you. And if you're feeling really open, you can go ahead, come on the outer edge of that right foot. So that right knee is going out to the side. It's kind of hard to see from this angle what I'm doing. But that right knee is going out to the right side. We're on the outer edge of the right foot. Just breathing here. If you opened up that right leg, you can just bring that foot back down to the mat. Come back up, come up from your forearms, placing hands firmly on the mat. Curl your left toes, lift the knee, and come back to downward facing dog. Stepping big toes together in center. Inhale, lifting left leg up. And on the exhale, bringing that foot to the outside of the left hand. It'll be easier to see this time. So now releasing right knee to the mat, flattening out the right foot, and coming down to your forearms if that works for you today. If not, feel free to stay up on the hands. And if you want to open up more, you can come on the outer edge of the left foot, allowing that left knee to drop out to the side. Nice, deep, deep, steady breaths, breathing into the opening in your hip. And if you opened up that left hip, go ahead, bring that foot back to the mat. Let's come up to the hands. Remember to plant the hands nice and firm on your mat. Curl your right toes, lift the knee, bring that left leg back, downward facing dog. Rise up on toes, come forward to plank position. Lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look up at hands. Walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, rise just halfway. Few breaths here in your Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. And so now we'll take another inhale. As you exhale, just fold forward once again. And now we're just gonna wrap our arms behind us, clasping the hands. Go to wherever you can go. If this is too much for the hamstrings, you can even feel free to bend your knees, bringing your belly to your thighs. We wanna keep those arms stretching up, snuggling the shoulder blades closer together. Open up even more. Let the crown of the head dangle down. Hi, buddy. Hi. And so now releasing your hands down to your mat. Inhale, rise just halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring hands down through heart center to your sides, reconnecting with your Tadasana pose. Feet are planted on the mat, feeling like your feet are even gripping your mat. Spine is nice and tall. Remember that tailbone is sinking down, the spine is lifting up. Center of chest is nice and open. Crown of the head lifting to the sky. Give yourself another nice cleansing breath. In through the nose, out through your mouth. Take a moment to feel yourself standing here nice and steady and strong. So now we're just gonna take a balance pose. We're gonna come to pencil pose. So you're welcome to stay on your mat if you wanna get closer to a wall or anything like that. You can feel free to do so. So now we're gonna pour all of our weight down into the left foot. We wanna put all of the weight in there, all of our energy into that foot as well. Just forget you even have a left leg. Make it all about the foot. And once you feel like you're really sinking everything down to that foot, you can bend your right leg and grab your right foot with the right hand. Again, opening up the shoulder like we've been doing, really letting that shoulder go back so you can really get a good grip on your foot. And maybe you can bring your knees in line with one another. Maybe not, doesn't matter. Just do your best. So again, we're still concentrating on sinking the weight down into the left foot. We want to start to find comfort in this pose. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll lift the left arm up alongside the head. And so just like in Tadasana, the bottom half of the body is sinking down, the spine is lifting up. If you're feeling comfortable and steady here, maybe you want to come to dancer pose by beginning to shift your weight forward and pressing that right foot into the hand. Remember, push that left foot down and lift your chest. So rather than letting your torso come parallel with the mat, keep a bit of an arch in your back if you can. And now releasing the pose and shaking out your legs. And so now we'll come back to Tadasana pose, standing with the feet nice and parallel, weight sinking down into the feet, center of chest open. And how about another cleansing breath here? Reconnecting with your presence. In balance poses, we like to try to escape the body because we feel a little uncomfortable. So come back into the body. Find your sense of presence, your sense of groundedness and stability. And since it's yoga, we have to keep things in balance, the body and the energy. So we'll begin to come to pencil pose on the other side. So we're sinking weight down into the right foot. Remember, send it all into that foot. Let all of your energy go down there. Feel yourself nice and steady. Next, we will bend the left leg and grab the left foot. Again, opening up that shoulder so that we really have that, we're holding that foot firmly. Practice pressing the weight down into right foot. And once you feel steady, you can bring that right arm up alongside the head. You're in pencil. Keep breathing slow and steady. The steadier your breath is, the steadier your posture will be. And if you'd like to go deeper, you're welcome to stay here if you'd like, but if you want to try to come to dancer pose, begin shifting the weight forward, pressing that left foot into your hand, lifting your chest up, pressing your weight down, whoa, lost my balance, pressing the weight down into the right foot. And now releasing and shaking out your legs. And let's come back to our Tadasana pose. Again, we want to reconnect with ourselves. We always want to keep our sense of presence and balance. This is our yoga practice. So own it, own your practice, own your physical body, find yourself here. Feet are sinking down, spine tall, center of chest open, crown of the head lifting up. Another nice cleansing breath. And so now we'll take another nice inhale. Lift arms up over your head. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, come to downward facing dog. Weight back, tailbone up, heels down. Remember, keep your dog active. Press the weight back. Hug those arms in, tailbone up, heels down. I'm repeating myself just as a reminder so that we really make sure we get the best benefit of the pose. And so now, looking up at the hands, walk the feet forward to meet the hands. And actually, I'm going to turn this way. Okay, so now we'll just heel toe the feet to the outer edges of your mat. You can even turn your toes out here if you'd like. And go ahead, come to a squat. Come to yogic squat. So if you have a pillow that you'd like to put underneath you or something else, you can even stack books underneath. I don't know what you have handy. And we're bringing hands to Anjali Mudra. And maybe even the elbows come inside of the knees so that when we press the palms together, the knees and the hips open up even more. So in this pose, what we're doing is letting the tailbone sink down as we lift the sternum up to the thumbs. Nice deep, deep breaths here. Maybe the heels are touching the mat, maybe not. You know, our bodies are different every day. And just savoring your breaths here. And so now, you know what, we'll just come to seated. Just go ahead and sit down and extend your legs out in front of you. And of course, give them another bounce, and especially a swish all the way up to the hips. The hips have been opening up and working hard for you today. And so now we'll tack our legs and feet together, coming to Dandasana or staff pose. Try to keep your feet flexed here if you can. Align the fingertips along the sides, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lifting arms overhead, lifting upper body. And on your exhale, just fold forward. Deep, steady breaths here. Your breath is like magic in this pose. So rather than forcing yourself or focusing on pulling yourself into the pose, rather than focusing on the posture at all, just focus on your breath. Nice, deep, deep, steady breaths will allow you to open up and come deeper into your pose. And so now extending your hands out in front with the palms facing up. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, your hands down. And so now we'll just come back to sitting cross-legged in Sukhasana pose. Your hips are nice and open, so it should be even easier to sit this way. And again, the tailbone is sinking down, spine is lifting up tall. And we'll just take an inhale, lift the shoulders to your ears. On the exhale, roll the shoulder blades onto the back. Just keep making circles here. Just soothing the shoulders a bit after all that opening. And the next time you find your shoulders down, reverse the rotation. Inhale up, exhale forward and down. And the next time your shoulders are down, you can just release those rotations. And we'll go ahead, extend the feet or the legs out in front of us again. And so now we'll bend the knees and come down on our backs. When you get there, just hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you'd like to rock side to side or make circles, whatever feels good to you. And so now we'll just keep the right knee hugged in as we extend left leg long on the mat. So we'll start by just clasping our hands around the right knee. We're going to keep the left foot nice and flexed and just begin to gently pull that right knee toward your chest. If you'd like, you can even bring it toward your shoulder, whatever. It depends on how open you're feeling today. So whatever works for you. So as we're pulling that knee up, we're pressing down through the left heel. And so now we're going to switch. We're extending right leg long and bending the left knee, clasping your hands around the knee. And as you keep that right foot flexed, you'll press down through that foot as you gently pull that knee, either closer to the chest or maybe even to the shoulder. Again, depending on how you're feeling, your hips may be tired after all the opening we did today. So listen to your body. And so now we're going to switch again. We'll bend the right leg, extending the left. And this time we're going to bring the left hand to the right knee and the right arm out to the side in a T shape. Have your palm facing up so that the right shoulder stays nice and open. So now we'll take another inhale. As you exhale, go ahead, twist your right knee over to the left side. Another spinal twist like we started out with. If you'd like, you can turn the head, look out over your right hand. And maybe both of your shoulder blades are nice and planted on the mat. You're twisting so deeply, staying with the breath. And now inhale and roll onto your back once again. And we'll switch legs. Bend the left, straighten your right. Right hand to left knee, left arm out to the side, palm facing up. Give yourself an inhale. As you exhale, twist that left knee over to your right side. And maybe even turn the head to look out over the left hand. Deep, deep breaths here. And so now we'll inhale and roll onto your back once again and hug both knees into the chest, giving them a really nice squeeze here. And now we'll just bring the soles of the feet down to the mat. Want to check in. Make sure that your heels are only close enough to your bum that your fingertips can graze them. Don't want them too close or too far away. We also want to make sure that our legs are hip width apart. So the knees are lined up with the hips and the feet are lined up with your knees. So everything's hip width apart and we want to keep them that way. Back of the head stays flat on the mat. So we're keeping our legs hip width apart. We'll give ourselves an inhale and lift the hips up to the sky. Maybe we even snuggle the shoulder blades underneath just to give ourselves a little bit of leverage here, a little bit of help in lifting. Clasping the hands underneath, pressing the soles of the feet down, and lifting the thighs to the sky. Few breaths. And on your next exhale, one vertebrae at a time, just release yourself back down to your mat. Maybe gently swaying the knees side to side if your lower back began to feel a little tweaky. Just do it gently to begin with, and then if you want to go a little deeper, you can. And so now stabilizing those knees in center. Remember, back of the head is nice and flat. Legs are hip width apart. Take a nice inhale and lift your hips up to the sky. Maybe snuggle shoulders under and clasp the hands. And if you're feeling experimental or adventurous today, you can go ahead and lift your right leg up to the sky. Maybe point the toes, but you want to keep lifting the hips. And now release that foot down. And one vertebrae at a time, gently bring yourself back down to your mat. We always take care of the lower back. Maybe gently sway the knees one more time, gently in the beginning. And if you want to go a little deeper after that, you can. And knees stabilize and center once more. Checking in, making sure you're still hip width apart. And we'll inhale, lifting the hips up. Maybe clasping the hands underneath you again as you keep lifting. And if you'd like to try to lift your left leg up, go right ahead. This is only an option. And now releasing that left foot down and one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hips back down. Sway the knees side to side. And now hug the knees into the chest, maybe making circles or rocking side to side again. And after that back bend, let's just take one more pose to open up. So we'll bring right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee. Gently pulling the knees toward the shoulders. Again, if your hips aren't too tired, you can take this pose, come deeply into the pose. If your hips are tired from all the hip opening we've done today, just hug the knees into the chest. And as you hug the knees into the chest, whichever pose you're in, whether your thighs are on the outsides of rib cage or your knees are hugging in, which one of those you're in, just press the tailbone down. Just open up your lower back. Deep breaths into your lower abdomen. And we hug knees one more time, give them a squeeze. And one more pose, just legs up the wall, just so we make sure that lower back is really getting some relief after those back bends, after those bridge poses. Holding on to the backs of the legs if you'd like, or arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Try to keep your feet flexed, allowing the lower back to get some relief, and also allowing your body to cool down. And now hugging knees into the chest so tight this time that you curl up into a ball with the head and shoulders. Bring your nose to your knees. And now release, stretching arms overhead, feet down below. Stretch as much as you can. And on an exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. We are taking Shavasana. So you can make sure that your heels come to the outer corners of the mat and the feet roll out to the sides, really opening up. Making sure that the arms have enough room away from the body, that your shoulder blades are nice and comfy on your mat. And give yourself another nice, deep cleansing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Letting the weight of your body lie nice and heavy on your mat. Softening the muscles of the face. Letting the eyes melt down into their sockets. And now, all you have to do is just give your spirit self permission to transcend and float away as your body rests here in your Shavasana. Just let yourself go. And so now it's time to come back from your journey. You can begin to deepen your breathing and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you feel ready, you can just hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock side to side or make circles on your spine. And again, when the time is right, just go ahead and roll over onto your right side and take a moment here to check in with yourself. Just see how you're feeling. And now give yourself an inhale and extend your top leg. Press into your left palm. Come back to a comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like, or maybe just open them a little, just to a soft gaze. And now bringing hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Thumbs gently press against your sternum, palms gently press together, opening the center of the chest. And I'd like to seal our practice with the vibration of Om. And of course, you can join or you can listen in. It's up to you. So if you're joining me, let's take a nice deep inhale. Thank you for coming to class this morning and sharing your practice and energy. And thank you for allowing me to serve and be your teacher. Namaste. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, Deb. It was so good to practice with you today.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful practice. I feel so better.
Oh, good, 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 good. I'm glad you do.
Expansive. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank goodness for yoga. I'll tell you.
You have a good weekend.
You too, Deb.
Jeffrey.
Oh. All right. All right. I'll see you next time.
Next time.
Okay. Bye.